Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. I hope everyone had a fantastic, wonderful weekend, and I hope you guys are all ready to get back to the markets. Just a little quick reminder, and I sent this out in the email. I get a lot of questions and comments on kind of the best way to get the information and so on that I provide for everyone. Remember that if you go to daytradersfx.com, just daytradersfx.com, you can see some recent posts and so on. And honestly, I try to update the website as much as possible, but the majority of the updates that come, several times a day can be found on our Facebook page. You can like the Facebook page and get the updates there, as well as Twitter. I'm very, very active on Twitter and try to keep everything updated. Videos posted, trade ideas, levels, setups, all kinds of things are on Twitter and Facebook. And then likewise, subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is all free. This is all available for everybody. And this will just keep you kind of most updated with all the things we're doing, any new changes, any offers, anything like that, you can find through these avenues here. And likewise, you can enter your email address in our email address box here. Just put your email address in there and click join, and that will put you in our email list. And I send out one email a day. It honestly turns out to be, 4 or 5 emails a week. I definitely don't spam, and it's just a good way to stay in touch and keep in touch. So definitely have a look at this, daytradersfx.com, and just get hooked up on our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube channels. Okay, let's get on to how we saw the markets today. You can see that we're just about a little over 40 minutes from the close. Overall, a bit of a down day. The Dow's down about 40 points right now. S&P's down a little bit. Everything's down. Gold has taken a dive in the last couple of hours. Oil's down a little bit. Everything's kind of just headed south. It's a bit of a soft start for the week, and we're going to look and see how that translated on the charts. We don't have any major news today. We have retail sales out of New Zealand, which is about 3.5 hours from now, so just kind of keep an eye on that. Coming into tomorrow, though, we have a little bit more news. The CPI will be a bit of a mover for the UK, so keep an eye on that. German zoo, that's always a bit of a mover. If it comes out quite a bit different than expected, it can move a bit well there. And then bright and early, we have retail sales out of the US along with the PPI, and then we've got a couple of bank holidays for France and Italy tomorrow. So just kind of keep those things in mind. So we should have a decently active night and a decently active morning. Okay, so what our new schedule has kind of been lately is we're not trading Monday mornings because Monday mornings have been kind of boring a little bit. But we are trading the UK session Sunday night, which is Sunday night for me, Monday morning for many others. But the first UK session of the week we've been trading live, and then kind of skipping the first US session of the week. So that's what we did last night. Unfortunately, things were kind of slow. We watched for a few hours. We saw a few little turnarounds and so on here, but the big movement happened after we ended the session. But we were very, very clear. I was very clear in the session about getting a break and an open above this 123.15, and we did get that. It was a little bit of a tough entry, but things did end up moving pretty nicely. The important part now to remember is that 123.15 is still a very strong level. This is going to be very strong support now. Resistance has played very nicely in here. This was a break above our Friday high and above an existing resistance. So remember that, Friday high and resistance. And now it's kind of working its way back down here and making a little bit of a dip back into this support. So what I'm looking for, you can see this little trend line right here. The euro dollar has gotten to be a little bit on the bullish side as we got back up above that 2300 area. And in fact, we ran all the way up to about 2370s, into the 70s, and now we're back down here. So I'm looking for some support. I'm looking for this to kind of slowly work its way back down, give us some trend line and some support activity, and I want to get long here again and start heading back up. So I want to look for some buy opportunities just above 12300 and start taking this pair up. We've got a nice ascending trend line. We've got good support right here, and so I'm looking for opportunities to buy into this dip because I think the euro dollar will continue to make its way up, and so I'm going to keep my eye on that. So that's what we're going to be looking for, just some buy on the dips here. If this does make a significant break and kind of start heading the other direction, really the big signal, a big bearish signal, overall direction turning bearish would be below about 122.40.50 area. But we may see a little break of some trend lines and some daily pivots, so keep an eye on that. We might see a 20 to 30 pip dive there, but still right around that 12300 area is where I think will be good to start getting long long on this euro and taking it up into some of these bigger levels. We had a nice little pin bar right here, very nice run up, and now we're just kind of riding the tide here, and we're going to see if we can hold that support at 12300. So keep an eye on that. Pound dollar is a choppy mess. Thought I would just click on it and let you guys know. I wouldn't really recommend trading too much on this for the next little while until we get kind of a little more clarity on direction. But as you can see, it's just zigzaggy every day, so a little bit messy there. Euro yen though, much like the euro dollar, we talked about this as well, 96.30, and getting a break above that and the trend line and so on, and getting some opens above those levels. Again, it kind of rallied through that. That was our Friday high, so that's always, our daily high, and so that's always important to keep an eye on. And as we got above that trend line, we saw a nice little rally. Looking for the same thing here. You can see that it's currently about 96.60. Looking for this to kind of pull back and give us some buy opportunities around the 96.30, 40 area. So looking for about 20 to 30 pips of retracement, and I think we're going to have some nice opportunities to buy on this trend line, to buy on the support, off of the support, I guess, of this 96 kind of 30, 40 area. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Look for a little bit of a dive down into this area and some buy opportunities back up into this high, which should give us some good pips up in about that almost 9,700 area. So just keep an eye on that. We're going to be watching that very, very closely as the day goes on. Now, if we do get a good break of 96.30, in other words, if we get an open on a 1 hour candle below this, that could definitely change the tune a little bit. That could get us back into, a run potentially into those Friday lows, into those weekly lows of about 95.70. So keep an eye on that. So an open on the 1 hour candle below that could give us some downward movement as well. One interesting thing to look at here, Aussie dollar has just kind of consolidated and didn't move a whole lot last week, but now we're down to the Friday lows and we're basically sitting at those Friday lows. You can see that here. Friday low right here about 10500. The market's bounced off that a couple of times. A few things, to be watching for. We could get a nice little bounce here, and as you'll notice, we do actually have a little 1 hour pin bar, so that's pretty good looking. Nice little reversal here to take this up, and you can see that it's been heading up since. But we're going to kind of wait till things pick up a little bit. I'm watching this 10500. A break below this could easily put us back into this trend line, which isn't a ton of room, but there's 25 or 30 pips to take down into that trend line, and then ultimately there's about 50 pips down into that next support that we can see right here, which is around 104.45, 50 area. So, but we do have a nice little 1 hour pin bar. We do have a nice little double bottom, so that's always good for some reversal. And you've seen that this has already run up a couple of pips, so there may be a little more push there. But definitely the thing that's helping drag this Aussie down is, remember, we talked about this 1624.25 area, getting gold to break above this, and so far it has not been able to, and it got right back below. We talked about this being a crucial level as well, 1618, and we got back below that, and now we're heading into the important support around 1605 and then ultimately 1600. So if we start getting back below this, then gold gets pretty bearish once again, still having a heck of a time with 1625 and ultimately 1630, really having trouble getting above that and opening above that level, and it's right back down into support. So again, if we get a break back below this 1605 and even 1600, we should see this thing head back down into the 1580s and so on. So keep your eyes out for that. We've got some good little setups in the works there, but also watch Twitter, and remember to look us up on Twitter and on Facebook, and you'll see my latest updates, and we should have some more setups in the works. So thanks a bunch, everyone. Good luck, and we'll see you all in the chat later on today.